Hi, welcome to the Read Aloud workshop. This is a little bit about designer careers and their nonprofit organization. This is our community's impact in numbers. This is a little bit about me. I'm Arun, Mallela, and I'm a freshman at Montgomery High School. I've completed many workshops with DYC and enjoy reading. Class description. Our Read Aloud program provides students with the opportunity to learn reading comprehension skills, visual skills, vocabulary skills, and the habit of regular independent reading. The class length is 1 session. Technical requirements. Students will need a device with a speaker to watch and listen to the recorded class. Read Aloud lesson plan. The title of the book we'll be reading is Fly Away Home. The author is Eve Bunting. The illustrator is Ronald Himmler, and the genre is fiction. A little brief overview summary on Fly Away Home is it's about a homeless boy who's in the airport with his father. And these are some reference links for DYC. Hi, we'll start the Read Aloud workshop now. Fly Away Home by Eve Bunting. So, right by starting off with the title, Fly Away Home. So, when you hear the title, what do you think of the meaning as home? What is needed in order to have a home? What makes up a home? So, as we go along with the story, you guys can think about what is your meaning of home and what do you think about when somebody says home? My dad and I live in an airport. That's because we don't have a home and the airport is better than the streets. We're careful not to get caught. So as we start off the story, we can see where the setting is taking place. So you guys can take a moment to think about the setting. The setting is the location in which the story is taking place. And in this part of the story, my answer would be the setting is taking in the airport because it's saying me and my dad live in the airport, and you can see in the pictures with all the suitcases and people traveling that it's taking place in an airport. Mr. Slocum and Mr. Vale were caught last night. 10 green bottles hanging on the wall, they sang. They were as loud as 2 moose bellowing. That's just they broke the first rule of living here. Don't get noticed. So, there's a new word here called bellowing. So you guys can think about using the context clues on what you guys think bellowing means. And then I'll share the definition. So the definition of bellowing is making a loud noise, which the moose are making. And it's like a metaphor, so it's comparing that to the old men. Dad and I try not to get noticed. We stay among the crowds. We change airlines. Delta, TWA, Northwest. We love them all, Dad says. He and I wear blue jeans and blue t-shirts and blue jackets. We each have a blue zippered bag with a change of clothes. Not to be noticed, Not to be noticed is to look like nobody at all. So they're kind of like going camouflage and undercover in the airport. Once we saw a woman pushing a metal cart full of stuff. She wore a long, dirty coat, and she laid down across a row of seating in front of the Continental Gate 6. The cart, dirty coat, the lying down were all noticeable. Security moved her out real fast. Dad and I sleep sitting up. We use different airport areas. Where are we tonight? I ask. Dad checks his notebook. Alaska Air, he says. Over in the other terminal. That's okay. We like to walk. We know some of the airport's regulars by name and by sight. There's Idaho Joe and Annie Franny and Mars Man, but we don't sit together. Sitting together will get you noticed faster than anything, Dad says. So there's another vocab word I would like to bring up here, which is terminal, and this is like an airport vocab word. So using your context clues, you guys can try to figure out what the definition is, and then I'll share the definition in just a moment. So the terminal is a building in the airport where passengers will arrive upon landing. Everything in the airport is on the move. Passengers on the move. Passengers, pilots, flight attendants, cleaner with the brooms, jets roar in close to the windows. Other jets roar out. Luggage bounces down chutes. Escalators glide up and down, disappearing floors. Everyone's going somewhere except Dad and me. We stay. So in this part, there's also another vocab word bringing up, which is chutes. And you can see this luggage bounces down at chutes. So chutes means sliding down a conveyor where things come down to a lower level. So when you go to an airport, your luggage kind of comes down to the end where you pick it up, and that's what they call chutes. And you can see they're going up the escalator, and everyone is traveling. Once a little brown bird got into the main terminal and couldn't get out. It fluttered in the high, hollow space. It threw itself at the glass, fell painting on the floor, flew to a tall metal girder, and perched there, exhausted. So another word I'd like to bring up is perched. And you can see that is what the bird's doing. And you guys can take a moment to think about what the word perched means. So the word perch means is resting on something. And you can see in the picture, the bird's kind of resting on this, like railing on the window. Don't stop trying, I told it silently. Don't, you can get out. For the days the bird flew around, dragging one wing. Then I found the instant when a sliding door was open and slipped through. I watched it rise. Its wings seemed okay. Fly, bird, I whispered, fly away home. And the author included Fly Away Home, which is the same as the title. So you can see the bird is like a symbol to his house, and I think that relates a lot to the character. Though I couldn't hear it, I knew the bird, I knew it was singing. Nothing made me as happy as that bird. The airport's busy and noisy, even at night. Dad and I sleep anyway. When it gets quiet, between 2 and 4 a.m., we wake up. Dead time, Dad says. Almost no flights coming in or going out. At dead time, there aren't many people around us, so we're extra careful. In the morning, Dad and I wash up in one of the bathrooms. He shaves. The bathrooms are crowded no matter how early. That's the way we like it. Strangers talk to strangers. Where did you get it from? 3 hours our flight was delayed, man, and I blushed. Dad and I, we don't talk anymore. We don't talk to anyone. We buy donuts and milk for breakfast at one of the cafeterias, standing in lines with our red trays. Sometimes Dad gets me a carton of juice. On weekends, Dad takes the bus to work. He's a janitor in an office at the city. The bus fare is $1 each way. So another term I'd like to bring up is a bus fare. So you can kind of think of that as like a bus ticket, and a bus fare is a fare that's charged for riding the bus. On those days, Mrs. Medina looks out for me. The Medinas live in the airport too. Grandma, Miss Medina, and Denny, who's my friend. He and I collect rented luggage carts that people have left outside and return them for 50 cents each. If the crowds are big and safe, we offer to carry bags. Get this one for you, lady. It looks heavy. Or can I call you a cab? Denny's really good at calling cabs. That's because he's 7 already. Sometimes passengers don't tip. Dan doesn't whisper stingy because he doesn't whisper too loud. The Medinas understand that's dangerous to be noticed. When Dad comes home from work, he buys hamburgers for us and the Medinas. That's to pay them for watching out for me. If Danny and I have a good day, we treat for pie, but I stopped doing that. I save my money in my shoe. Will we ever have our own apartment again? I asked Dad. I'd like it to be the way it was before Mom died. Maybe it will, he says, if I can find more work. If you can save some money, he rubs my head. It's nice right here, though, isn't it, Andrew? It's warm, it's safe, and the price is right. but I know he's trying all the time to find us a place. He takes newspapers from the trash baskets and makes pencil circles around letters and numbers. Then he goes on phones. When he comes back, he looks sad and angry. I know he's been calling about the apartment. I know the rents are too high for us. So you can see the character, the dad is feeling really upset because they can't afford an apartment. And we also found out that his mom died, so it could be really tough on the main character himself going through that. And now moving from one setting to another, from the airport, from the apartment to the airport. I'm saving money too, I tell him, and I lift one of my foot and point to my shoe. That smells. Attaboy. If you get a place, you and your dad can come live with us, Jenny says. And if we get a place, you and your mom and your grandma can come live with us, I say. Yeah, we shake on that. That's going to be so great. After next summer, Dad says I have to start school. How, I ask? I don't know. But it's important. We'll work it out. Denny's mom says he can wait for a while, but Dad says I can't wait. Sometimes I watch people meeting people. We missed you. It's so good to be home. Sometimes I get mad and I want to run at them and push them and shout, why do you guys have homes when we don't? What makes you so special? That would get us nervous, all right. Sometimes I just want to cry. I think Dad and I will be here forever. Then I remember the bird. It took a while, but a door opened. And when the bird left, when it flew free, I know it was singing. And that's the end of the story. I really hope you guys enjoy that story. So, you can tell the author ended with the bird, and I think the bird symbolizes a lot to the main character. So I want you guys to think about what the bird might symbolize and mean to the main character in the story, since the author brings up the bird a lot. And also, like, a little fun thing, you guys can even try coming up with like a name for the brown bird in the story and name it whatever you want. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy the story. And yeah, thank you. Bye.